This is, what is today? This is, I don't even know what today is. I think it's Tuesday, July 19th. I think that's what it is. I think it's Tuesday, July 19th. And I've been out in my yard this morning. I've not been having many good days for a long time, but today was a good day. I mean, yesterday I was pretty much in bed all day, and that was the worst day I've had since, like, I think last Friday was a pretty good day. But this morning I woke up 6:30, hit the ground running, worked out in the yard, got overheated, took a break, and got a icy. Called my probation officer because I need to visit some family soon, and I got a new probation officer, and a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, maybe it was a couple of months, somebody from the probation officer called me and did an assessment or interview or something, and they asked me a bunch of stupid questions. I mean, it was like a I've had a lot of psychological evaluations and the tests and the MMPI thing, and that's kind of like this was. And it seems like stupid questions, but and it's like, I guess they're trying to figure out what your chances are of getting in trouble. One of them was like, I don't know if it was how they rated it, like a scale from 1 to 10 or something, or what it was, very likely or not likely. And one of the questions was like, how likely am I to successfully complete my probation? And I'm like, 100%, I think, unless somebody sabotages it, which has been done before. And, it didn't upset me. I kind of like played along. Okay, it's part of my probation. I got to answer these stupid questions. And so today when I talked to my new probation officer, she says, well, you got to take this online class as part of your probation, which I kind of like, I didn't agree to this, when I agreed to my but it's a lot easier than some of my other probation things that I did agree to. So but I wasn't upset about it. I was like, oh, an online class. Okay. Why not? I thought, well, it's like a parenting class or something. Just do it and get over with. But I had no idea how it was going to affect me. But it was like some kind of victims, something about victims. And of course, in this case, the victims are my daughter and me. And yeah, I did disobey some court orders. But I don't have any, I'm not a criminal. This is totally misuse of the legal system, and people seeing what they can get away with to harm other people and deprive other people from their right to be left alone and their right to exercise free speech and just be left alone. I don't want to infringe on somebody else's rights, and I don't want them infringing on mine. And I certainly don't want people abusing the court system and misusing the court system to hurt people, and that's what's happened. And I have not misused it to hurt anybody, and I've tried to minimize the damage that other people have caused. So, I just wanted to share today. I haven't done a live in a long time. And I've got a bottle of Jägermeister. I've got a bottle of Jägermeister I keep in my freezer for times like this, when I need a Xanax but don't have one, because it has about the same effect. If I have a shot or two of Jägermeister, it calms me down. In fact, I can't. If I took one during one nervous episode and then took the other, I don't think I could tell any difference. And somebody was making fun of me because I had Jägermeister. Like, what are you, a frat boy? And I'm like, it's medicinal. I don't drink for pleasure. I want it to be like medicine. I want it to taste like medicine. I don't drink for fun, but I am going to have a shot or two today, and I do measure it, and I don't just, I'm careful with it. So, and it's usually months between times that I get upset enough to have to take something. And then of course I don't drive until I get it metabolized. But anyway, so this assessment was like stupid. There's 40 questions, and it seemed to be trying to gauge how well you comprehend what it's like to victimize somebody else. And there are things in there. Okay, I'll get some of the questions where, and it's like 5 boxes. Very totally agree. No, totally disagree, don't know, agree, and totally agree. And most of the things I answered were either total, depending on how it was worded, was totally agree or totally disagree, because they were totally black and white. And one of them was something about it shouldn't be a crime to use drug or alcohol because there's no victims. And I said don't know to that one. There might have been one other one that was worded kind of strange. But that one, should it be, it shouldn't be a crime. I just didn't like the way it was worded, because it's not a crime to use drugs or alcohol, because it didn't say using illegal drugs. I mean, and alcohol, the question, I didn't like the question, so I said I don't know. If it says bad question, I would have checked that box. So that was don't know, and the other don't know was something. It was something about from a victim's perspective, and I didn't know how to answer that because I didn't know enough about the victim. So I said didn't know. But so there's 38 questions. Almost all of them were either totally agree, totally disagree, because they were so totally black and white. Some examples were, it's okay to take your grandmother's social security check because she would give it to you if you asked for it. So it's okay to take it. So I said totally disagree. Another one was, it's okay to abuse your parents when they're old if they abused you when you were a child. Totally disagree. Another one was, if I serve my time, my victims should just get over it. They should just forget about it. Like, and I said, might have said disagree. No, I don't know if I'd said disagree or totally disagree, but that's just, no, you don't. And something about, and one question was, when people are robbed, sometimes things that are taken are irreplaceable. And I said, totally agree. But a lot of the questions were, I'm like, why are you even asking me this? It's wrong to take things that don't belong to you from other people. It's wrong. It's always wrong. And it's always wrong to hurt other people. And when you hurt, you know, you can hurt people without taking things from them, I guess. But my daughter was taken from me, and those questions, they just really, I don't know why they disturb me so much. But I blew up my probation officer's phone, and I said, I hate these questions. They're traumatizing, and they're stupid, and they're a waste of taxpayers' money, and they've. I'm more upset now than I was when my car was stolen a couple of weeks ago. I don't like being made out to be a perpetrator when I'm a victim. I don't like, and this was something I wasn't prepared to have to go through this. And it kind of reminds me of the time, my first day, because this is the second time I was on probation. I graded this one the first time. I was wrongfully, they said it wasn't officially I was wrongfully found guilty of something I did not do. And lying, cheating, uncaring prosecutors, pounding the table and acting like I was a menace to society. And just, when you do that, when you're on the wrong side and you win, you give validation to the person doing the wrong thing. And it hurts. It hurts. And it hurts both people. It hurts both sides. It hurts the person who's doing the wrong thing, because it makes them a worser person and reinforces the darkness in their souls when they win. So they're really losers, but they feel like winners, and that reinforces that negative behavior. And getting hot. And it's just like when the first time I was in probation and I had to go and like check in and stuff, and I just started crying. I cried almost the whole time I was there, but it started when I signed in, and it's like a column, offender's name, and I'm like, I'm not the offender, but I was being put in the role of an offender, and the person who was, the many people who were doing wrong got off with no consequences, no apparent consequences. And I cried. I just cried when I had my picture taken for my probation card. I was like, I think it was obvious. I couldn't, I think I was sobbing. I might have wiped my tears, but I was a mess. And then that was years ago, and this is my this time around. That's my probation picture. So I pretty much had sucked it up and had a different attitude. But yeah, today really set me back, and I wanted to publicly say how painful this is and how wrong it is. And you shouldn't lie about people. You shouldn't misuse the court system and be vindictive. You should not hurt children just because you can and because it gives you a sense of power. Maybe the primary goal is not to hurt the child. They're just considered, oh, that's just collateral damage and me hurting the person I really want to hurt. It's really sad, and I've tried to adjust to it, but it's never going to be right, and I'm never going to say it's okay, because it's not. It's not okay to do this to anybody. I'm just going to bear it as best as I can, and I hope my daughter is holding up.